That's definitely out of character. Look at that.
Our parents were married on March 21st, 1982, and held their reception right here at the Satin. Some of you were in attendance that day, family, friends, and bridal party. When we were younger, we would always look through their wedding album. Now, 40 years later, it's an honor and a privilege for us to stand here and speak about the incredible people that you are. Growing up, you assume everyone's parents are just like yours, but as you get older, you realize that's not the case. Mom and Dad, thank you for everything you did because you wanted to, because you had to, or as Dad would say, because it was another one of my good ideas. Thank you for supporting us and believing in us. We appreciate both of you so much. You've loved us since the day we were born, but we've loved you our whole lives.
We're so happy to be here to share this milestone with Mom and Dad and with all of you. Our parents have been the best possible example of generosity, virtue, love, and hard work. No matter what life throws their way, whether they agree or disagree, mostly disagree, they always find a way to be a team.
Mom, you inspire us to be creative. Your attention to detail highlights how deeply you care. Because of you, we've learned that the little things in life are really the big things. Thank you for teaching us that love can be found in thoughtful details. Ooh, and speaking of details, the favors are indoor succulents and they need to be watered once a week.
You came to party, you're going home with a responsibility.
Dad, you inspire us to be charitable, going above and beyond to help everyone. You're never too busy to turn anyone away. Because of you, we've learned doing something for others, even if they cannot do anything for you in return, is how you show love. And that a little sense of humor can go a long way. Thanks for making us laugh through the years, all the time, with inside jokes and clear movie lines.
All of you are here today because you know how much they care about all of us, as well as the communities that they belong to, and of course their faith. So please, raise your glasses and join us in saying, congratulations on 40 years.
May God bless you both.
And here's to another 40-ish. Cheers.
Cheers.
The last 2 years have been very difficult for all of us, so it's that much more we appreciate you being here to celebrate. We have so many people from different parts of our lives. We have, of course, family up here. We have friends that feel like family. We have neighbors that have become friends and family. And of course, we have the AARP group over there on this side and those rowdy Lestrada people. For those of you who don't know, once a month we get together and we celebrate each other's birthdays and anniversaries, whatever month it is, and we all have a good time, especially when Dennis does his stand-up comedy act. So how did we get here? I can hear in Dennis's head saying, please give us the Cliff Notes version. But some of you may not know, we met on a blind date. Now, for young people, that's meeting other people through word of mouth and friends and family, not a website.
What's wrong with that?
Sorry, one couple excluded. So I was at PS04 in Brooklyn teaching, and toward the end of the 70s, way back in Stone Age, around 1978, a new teacher came to our school and was put on first grade. Her name was Chris, and after a few months, she said to me, very quietly, Chris spoke, I got a guy for you. Now, I was already seeing somebody else, so I said, oh, yeah, all right. So I said, well, you have to tell me a little bit about him. So I have this habit of when someone explains something to me, I picture in my mind whatever they mean. So she starts by saying, first of all, his name is Dennis. Dennis and her husband Bob were friends since they were 10 years old. So, okay, he's 32, that's pretty good. So what do I picture? I picture loyalty. I said, all right, that's good. He was in the Air Force for 4 years and was a jet engine mechanic. So I said to myself, so I picture patriotic and very handy with tools. So that could be used too, down the road, that's good. Now she says, he also was the best man at our wedding, and he's our first daughter's godfather. I said, good, a church goer. All right. Then she says, and he's very, very funny. So, okay. Henny Youngman kind of funny? Bob Hope kind of funny? I didn't know. But I could use funny, that was okay. He's got a really good job in the telephone company. Oh, I said, to myself, I pictured dependable and a good income. So that was good too. And now she saves the best for last. She says, he rides a motorcycle. And I said, no, thank you. I didn't know which was worse. Holding on to some guy I had just met 5 minutes before, so I didn't fall off, or putting a helmet and squashing my poofy hair. I didn't know what to do. So, and at that time, I picture Hell's Angels, like a jacket, chains, who's that guy, James Dean? All those things went right through my head. She says, no, he has a car too. I said, oh, okay. And these were her words, he's just like the boy next door. I go, Ricky Nelson, Ozzie and Harriet. I said, okay, give him my phone number. All right, so she said, he's got a really good sense of humor, so be ready. All right, now, I had a 75-pound German short-hair pointer. I said, if Gretchen lets him in the house, he's halfway. So that's good. And she liked him. I don't know, he must have brought cookies or something. But our first date was to a restaurant in Manhattan, which I later learned he hated driving to Manhattan. And it was called Quiet Little Table in the Corner. So, quiet little table in the corner. Okay, I didn't know he was worried about leaving his car outside. It's precious 72 Buick. But, quiet little table in the corner. Every single table was just for 2 people. It was separated. It had semi-sheer curtains. And you felt like you were the only ones there. it was very romantic. I said, oh, okay, this is a start. But little did those people know that they invented COVID social distance indoor dining 40 years before. We needed it. So we had a few more dates, but I didn't know he was seeing someone too. So we decided to go our separate ways, but we agreed that if things changed between those other two people that got married, to reunite. And that's exactly what happened a year later. I got rid of that guy, he got rid of that girl, and that was it, okay? So the rest is history. So that's how we met.
Tell them about the menu.
No, that joke is only funny to you. You can tell them.
I will.
So as Patty said and Joe said, we're so happy to have some of our bridal party with us. Bob Ryan. Oh, how'd you get over here? Bob had a difficult job. He was the bride's escort because my father had already passed. So he knew I was a little teary-eyed, and I refused to wear my glasses. So when we got to the back of the church, Bob was also another comedian. We got to the back of the church. I first said, Bob, can you see Dennis? He goes, yeah, he's there. So when the music started, I grabbed his arm and I was shaking. A, because I couldn't see what I was doing, and B, because, you know, I missed my dad and I didn't know what was ahead. So Bob, in his joking way, bent down and said something very silly that only he and I would think was funny, so I'm not even going to bother to tell you. And then I lost all that fear. So thank you, Bob, for being my escort that day. Now, my sister, I don't know, yeah, by 5, so I can tell you all about my sister. She's like the best sister on this planet. I could never ask for a better one.
Don't ruin your baby.
I don't even have to tell her I need help, and she knows it. She just comes and helps and does whatever she can. And you people at these tables, you know what a great person she is. So not only is she maid of honor, she's Patty's godmother. So, and besides, who would ever want to go to all those Barry Manilow concerts with me besides Diane? Now, our best man Charlie was supposed to be here, and unfortunately he called last night. He wasn't feeling well. So, we're sorry to say he's not here. He was Dennis's best friend for 67 years. And Dennis said it would have been longer, but Charlie lived across the street and he wasn't allowed to cross. Right? We have my beautiful bridesmaid, Cousin Marie. Cousin Marie was bridesmaid and Joe's godmother. And I have to apologize to Cousin Marie because shortly after Dennis and I had our first date, Marie and I had planned a cruise. And poor Marie had to listen to me for 7 days of how wonderful Dennis is. I hope he calls again. So I'm sorry, 4 years later. Now, we have Brian, my nephew, my godson. And Brian was only 15 years old at the time. It's the first time he knew about a bridal party. He was very excited, a little nervous, but he was so excited until he heard he had to wear a tux. And then he wasn't very happy, but for Aunt Judy, he just did that. And now Brian is got a beautiful family of his own, and Jen, his wife, and Caroline is in college, and Claudia in college in a year. So you should take a look at your dad in the wedding book. You just look just like him. Okay, now, I'm not finished, I'm only on the first page.
Oh my God.
This has been going on for 8 months since we booked this. Now, as several people have said, we were across the hall in the room, right here in the satin, and we have 2 more important people who also were with us. My aunt, Annette, we call her Auntie, and she's the matriarch of the family, and she's over there with her family now. And my longtime friend, Ellen, she may get mad at me, but we've been friends for 56 years. We met freshman year of college, and it was Spanish class, St. Yuri Cone, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we both lived in Brooklyn, and it was down by St. George, at the top of St. Mark's Place. So running up that hill wasn't much fun. But thank you. So they were with us. Okay, there was somebody else there too. It was my groom. Okay. What I love most about Dennis I can't really say 3 titles, but 3 kind of like different phases. He's a dedicated husband, he's a dedicated dad, and he's a dedicated deacon. So those pictures in my mind were really correct, they were right on target. He's family-oriented, dependable, trustworthy, and a great handyman. He saved our dryer, I can't tell you how many times. We didn't have to call the man. But Dennis is not the mushy kind of husband. He never really shows much like of anything. But I love that funny sense of humor. That sense of humor has really saved me many times because he goes over and beyond to make me laugh when he knows I'm so nervous about some kind of doctor visit or an operation or some medical thing. But he always kind of tries to lighten the problem. And as I said before, he just loves his 10-minute stand-up routine at the Strata restaurant dinners. And now I guess he's expecting me to smirk if he says his jokes and smile and roll my eyes. So as a dedicated dad, we were blessed with 2 precious gifts, Patty and Joe. Both of them were well-behaved kids. They knew better. Especially if Grandma was around, right, Brian? And they loved being with family, especially their grandparents. And they always made us proud, whether at those 20,000 Mrs. Rosemary dance recitals or at those karate competitions, that when Joe was going for his 2nd-degree black belt, Brian had to hold me back so I didn't attack the kid. So when Dennis heard we were expecting Patty, he said, I have to sell the motorcycle. Thank you, God. And actually, I was only on it once because he wanted to be around for his baby. She was a very good baby, and since I was on maternity leave for 8 years, we had a lot of together time. We played, we read stories, and we go shopping. Sorry, Phil. I created monster shopping. Joe too was a good baby, and as you heard before, he grew to be a 3rd-generation Hogan comedian. He always had us laughing. So when Daddy came home, tired after driving from Queens, the kids would run down the hall when he opened the door, and when he saw Daddy's little girl and little buddy, he couldn't help but forget that hour and a half on the road. We're so proud of the adults they've become. Patty is a conscientious teacher, And not because she's my daughter that I say that, because I actually worked with her. We were colleagues for, 3 or 4 years? And I couldn't be more proud of her. She would come up with better ideas than I did for the classroom. She's really, really good. Aside from being a dedicated teacher and daughter, she's a loving wife to Philip. Philip. Now, Philip is our go-to tech guy. Whatever we need with a computer, he's right there. But today's his day off, so I'm glad. And he too comes from a great, tight, close-knit family. We have Phil's parents right here in front of me, Ro and Phil, and Nona Tina. Nona Tina makes the best Zeppelis this side of Sicily. And you can just see how Patty and Phil are the perfect match. We're so happy that they were joining life together. Okay, now Joe.
Short list.
Joe's a very creative artist, and I always kid that he gets his creativity from my side of the family. So that's why I'm kind of like always not judging his work,
But judging his work.
no, asking like, oh, what are you doing lately? Whether it be a commercial storyboard for, what's that guy?
Liberty Mutual.
Liberty Mutual, or creating his own storybooks, or working on his latest project. And we're happy to say for the 3rd time, Joe's artwork will be featured in the Star Wars convention in May. So if you want to pre-order,
I didn't tell her to plug this, but thank you.
But Joe found the right girl because Tina is also very creative. She taught art at Snug Harbor, and now she is currently doing voiceovers for commercials. So, and Patty always says about Tina, she's just right for Tina. She's perfect. They're 2 of a kind. She's Joe, only she's a girl. And she's always a lot of fun whenever they're at the house. All you hear is Tina giggling, so she makes Joe happy. And as parents, that's what we want for our children, to know they'll be happy with their spouses for the rest of their life. So Joe and Tina got engaged only a few months ago, and we're happy to be able to, down the road, also welcome Tina's family to us. Brother Michael, sisters Dolores and Julie. So we're expanding the family. Okay, dedicated deacon. I don't have to tell many of you about that. I'm so proud of him. Luckily, we were in the first row at St. Patrick's Cathedral when he was ordained by Cardinal Dolan, and which, by the way, will be 10 years in June. Truly, his dedication to God and his church and to the parishioners is wonderful to see all the time. And yes, he starts his homilies with jokes. Maybe one joke. Only the ones he could tell in church. But by now, Dennis is asking the question he always asks when I explain something.
Is there an end to this story?
Well, let's hope there's not an end to our story, but yes, I'm up to date. We're here 40 years, and so grateful that you're able to celebrate with us. And as you can see by all these decorations, Patty talked about attention to detail. That's what I was going to say about her. So I made the right decision when I asked Patty to be our event planner. So she got her committee together. We which was Phil, Diane, Joe, and Tina, and they planned the perfect touches from the photographer to the welcome sign to the coordinating menus and to the favors, and she even has special favors for the young children. So I can't thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. You're welcome. So, I'm almost finished. Right, we're up to Dennis's nickname when the kids were little, his nickname for Patty and Joe were Fun Kids. Whether they were quoting Pee-wee's Big Adventure or Ghostbusters, playing board games, guessing games while we drove through umpteen states to get to Disney World, or played Tripoli when Diane and Bob hosted holiday meals. But now the game of choice is right, left, center. So when we go to somebody's house or they come to us for a holiday, bring singles. That's what we say. So it's only fitting that we have a fun time planned today. And our DJ will explain all of that after Dennis says a few words.
I'd just like to clarify part of that story about the quiet table in the corner. We finally sit down and we have the menus in front of us and we're reading the menus, and I said, gee, I don't know what to have. You know what? I think I'll have some paglioni. And Judy says, paglioni? I said, oh no, that's page 1. So.
It was better than I thought.
So she is never going to live that one down. Hello, my name is Dennis, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh wait, wrong speech. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to witness a unique event in history. The very first and last time that my wife is going to let me speak on behalf of her.
Time's up.
Marriage is when a man and a woman become as one. The trouble starts when they try to decide which one. Love is one long, sweet dream, and marriage is the alarm clock. What is the penalty for bigamy? 2 mothers-in-law. The man approached a very beautiful woman in the supermarket and he asked, you know, I've lost my wife here in the supermarket. Can you talk to me for a few minutes? And she says, why? And he said, every time I talk to a beautiful woman, she appears out of nowhere. And a young man once said, the secret of a happy marriage remains a secret. I just asked Judy what she's burning up for dinner, and it turned out to be all of my personal belongings.
I think.
Marriage is like deleting all the apps on your phone except one.
That's it, just
A husband says, why do you keep reading our marriage license? And the wife says, I'm looking for an expiration date. I've always wanted to marry Miss Wright, but I didn't know her first name was Always.
That's true.
Judy said, my husband cooks for me like I'm a god by placing burnt offerings before me. Joe asked me, Dad, does it cost a lot to get married? And I said, Joe, I don't know, I'm still paying for it. Arguing with your spouse is a lot like trying to read the terms of use on the internet. In the end, you just go down to the bottom and click, I agree. The top 3 situations that require witnesses are crimes, accidents, and marriages. Need I say more? I would also like to congratulate Joe on a truly magnificent speech. I always knew it would be a hard act to follow, and I was right. I could hardly follow a word of it. The wife says, do you want dinner? And the husband says, sure, what are my choices? And the wife says, yes and no. My wife and I always compromised. I admit I'm wrong and she agrees with me. Every man wants a beautiful wife, a smart wife, a loving wife, a sexy wife, and a cooperative wife. Sadly, bigamy is against the law. The man says, I haven't spoken to my wife in 18 months. And a friend says, why not? He says, I don't want to interrupt her. There are two kinds of people in the world. Those who finish what they start. Now, as much as I dislike being serious, there has to be a word that expresses all the blessings that I've received in my life. Where do I begin? True love doesn't happen right away. It's an ever-growing process. It develops after you've gone through many ups and downs, and when you've suffered together, cried together, and laughed together. And we certainly have. God in His goodness has given me loving parents, lifelong friends, a loving wife, Judy, about whom I have always said, I could never ask for a better wife. I could never ask for a better mother to Patty and Joe, both of whom I believe are special gifts from God. Yes, there has to be a word that expresses the blessings I've received in my life. Where do I begin? It begins with the word family. For me, it begins with Judy, and it started on a Sunday in 1982 in St. Patrick's Church in front of Father Jeff Conway, followed by a reception at a place called The Satin. Judy, as we both grow old together, let us remember that the heart that loves is always young. Let us remember to stay young at heart together. That is what will keep our love fresh, even another 40 years from now. Even though these past 40 years have not always been the easiest for us, as we certainly have had our challenges, I think the greatest thing I have learned in our journey is that unconditional love is the best gift your spouse can ever give you. I love you forever. Happy anniversary.